Okay, let's finish this other side up, guys. I'm going to pop our little thing off here. And get washer out. And I did notice on the other side that this tiny little washer here was on the inside. So I don't know if it came from factory that way or if I had mistakenly put it in that way. That one still feels good. So let's go ahead and loosen this bottom screw out of here. I'll set these aside and clean off the Honda Bond, which probably would have worked better. Like I said, I can try if these metal ones don't hold up. I can just try some super glue on the end of the threads because you can't use Loctite on plastic. Okay, got that, got that. Let's remove that. And hopefully this other side goes easier. This side goes easier than the other side. Let's take that out. Probably ought to glue those. Okay, so this can come right out of here. It's still working. So let's take that there. Don't want to lose that pin. Set that there. Okay, let's pop this bearing out of the front. And we'll pop the bearing out of the back. Just check and see if it spins freely, and it does. Okay, so that's going to go in there like that. I'm going to take a little bit of this, shoot it in there, just for the heck of it. We'll see if that makes any kind of difference. I do need to look at that bearing though, on the other side, because if you remember, it was missing, or that little seal had popped out of it. Okay, so there's that, there's that. Let's shoot just a little bit of this inside there. I'll push this back through. Spinning good. Hopefully I put that on the right direction. Let me get a paper towel. Okay, now all I gotta do is replace this piece. And the fun that ensued with that screw on the bottom. It's got some dirt in it. Got something in it. Or that's the wrong size. Nope, right size. Okay, I need a pin. A needle. Clean Clean that hole out of there. Okay, got that. Yeah, not quite enough yet. And those these screws don't need to go in like super tight. Still don't know if I got it screwed out enough. One thing it looks like got gunk on it. So scrape that off there. It's got a little bit of gunk on here, like caked on mud or something. Okay. Or it might have been that Honda Bond. See if I can get this one in a little easier. Get that down in there. Pops out. There we go. See how well this one screws in. Second time's a charm, I guess, right? Okay, so that's working. Let's go ahead and put our drive shaft back in. Actually, let me get my Q-tip here, clean out that hole. Just make sure there ain't no dirt and stuff caked up in there, which pretty dirty. It's to be expected though. Okay, I heard that screw fall out of there, so go ahead and put this in. Get our screws dropped down. Helps to put your bracket in the proper orientation. here. Got that lined up. And let's not forget the Loctite. Whoops. Yeah, it doesn't feel like it's going in there. Right. What a pain in the butt. Okay, that one's in. Put the bottom one in, then I'll tighten down. Okay, let's tighten the top up. It's all tight. I'll just back that out of here. Yeah, we'll see what that does. You know what? Well, I got that out too. Put a little bit of Loctite on that screw, since we're going in metal. Alright, then we got this screw here, which I'll also put Loctite on. And hopefully this solves some of these problems I've been having. Tip back. Okay, let's put our pin, put that washer back down in there. Okay, we got our pin in. Ooh, stay there, pin. Got that on. set these over here. And let's put our wheel back on. Okay, so we've got all that together. Let's hook the battery in and see how well it's turning. Well, we're not turning at all, guys. What am I missing here? Okay, now we're turning. But, you know, when you look at the movement on this thing, and I've noticed this in the yard, the wheels don't turn that much, so I can't remember which switch is which. I don't know if this thing's not making contact or what, but we do have that on. And it is spinning, but it's not like really smooth, so I'm going to look and see what is up with that. So, unless it was just hitting that box, but I can see that screw turning. I don't know, man. It seems awful tight to me. Now I'm wondering if maybe I should take these wheels back off and put some grease up under this hub. Maybe that'll fix that. So, but I will. And there's this screw, might be something here that needs to be tightened down too, because something, like I said, turning left, the wheels don't seem to go as far left as they do right. Alright, well anyway, I'm going to wrap this portion of this up. I'm definitely going to take that back off there and take a look at that and maybe see about putting some grease up under those knuckles and see if that helps with the movement, and then put it back together, because that is the only thing where it's pivoting. And I notice on this right side here, right here, this screw is actually turning with the knuckle, whereas this side over here, it is not turning with the knuckle. So something still ain't quite right in here. But anyway, I'll be back. Okay, here's what I ended up doing. I took the screws, the shoulder bolts back out of the top, okay? And if you tighten them down all the way, it just won't turn. It's just too snug. So took them all out, and I did grease the top of that point, and then I Loctited them, put them in, and just tightened them barely. So I'm not going to drive this thing all afternoon or all day, and I'll let that Loctite set up. And then there is a screw on the motor that spins over. I don't know, can't even, let's see if I can get you down here and see. Let's see here, let's turn the wheel. You see that screw? Kind of right there. I snugged that up. This one here seemed to be okay. It's kind of a thing to get to. And as you can see now, it's spinning better. So like I said, and those nuts do turn, those screws do turn while I'm turning that wheel. So like I said, I'm going to let it sit, and I'll give it a run later on, either today or tomorrow, and see how those screws stay in there. But I know I rag on this thing, guys. And I do think for good reason. And I think I don't know, I may add to this later, or just wrap this up and then do a part 2 to it. But I think it's cool looking. Top speed on this thing is maybe 25 miles an hour. It's not extremely fast, which is fine. For what it is. Like I said, I could look at upgrading this motor and the ESC to what's in the Pirate, and see if we want to make it faster. But yeah, I got the Big Rock, and then we got the Pirate and the Sinton down in Florida, so I'm really not too worried about it. It is a torquey little thing, so, and I do like it. I like the body style and the way it's made. I like the beadlock tires, which actually I need to look into the beadlock tires for the Big Rock, so see if something like that's available. But I'm gonna go ahead and throw the body back on it, and it is, like I said, it's a cool looking car. It's got a lot of little detail in it that is nice. You got the little fake people inside there with their little oxygen hoses and the fire extinguishers, and these things in the back here. So the detail is really nice, and I do like that. And I think they make a DBX 7, which is a lot bigger than this. Of course, that thing's like $600. It's way out of my price range. And especially since the quality issues I've had with this, I highly doubt I'll be unless DD Racing makes some changes. You seen when I pulled this other front tire off, that dog bone had snapped off. That one, which I wasn't even aware of that. So the parts do add up over time, and that's something to consider. And this thing has really not been ramped. You see my tiny little ramp out in the yard with the Arma and with the Big Rock, and it's not a huge ramp, and you don't get a whole lot of air, and it's on grass, dirt. So anyway, yeah, I think I will wrap this one up and call it a day on this one. I'm gonna, I will do a second update to let everybody know how these new front end pieces are working, and if they, if the Loctite holds the screws in there. So I don't know how else you can't tighten them down. So if you tighten them down, then the wheels don't turn. So that's an issue. But I think the Loctite will work, because I had Loctited the other wheel and let it set, and then when I ended up taking the screws out here a little bit ago, they were definitely in there good and tight. So I think the Loctite will do the trick with that. And then hopefully, now that it's tightened up and everything, it'll turn a lot better in the yard. Of course, there again, you can upgrade the steering servo on it. I think this is only like a 7K steering servo, and theirs aren't that expensive, 35 bucks, something like that. So we'll see, guys. We'll see. Disappointed, yes, but it's still fun, and still going to have some fun with it. And yeah, we'll just upgrade it as needed. So we can always upgrade, the suspension and stuff, and take it from there. So hey, thanks for watching. Hope you got something out of this. If you did, give me a like, So, and stay tuned for the next video. Have a good one.